To all the viewers of CGTN, welcome tuning in with us. And we now bring you this live stream from this very big mega project. And we are right now at this Baihetan Hydropower Station, and this is a downstream platform. And also, of course, we'll bring you this big day event to our viewers because today we will have the very big day for Baihetan Hydropower Station because the first batch of generating units goes into operation today. And with us, we have two guests. One is engineer Mr. Feng. Another one is also a quite famous vlogger in terms of the territory of hydropower, and his name is Xu Xiaodao. And also he's tried his pursuit to bring something really rocket science to a plain language and introduce to the viewers. And for his background, he actually also is engineering background, so he's really can bring a lot of the knowledge in scientific areas and into a quite simple, easy understanding language. So please don't stay tuned with us because we have one very professional engineer know from A to Z about this hydropower. Another gentleman is actually can really explain us in a more understandable language. And we look at it, this is the A1 wheel. It's really magnificent wheel from here. And it's the downstream of the Baihetan Hydropower Station. And the weather here today is a little bit raining, but that's not really stop us from enjoying this view. We talk about the location here. Actually, this is the border place of the Yunnan and Sichuan provinces, and we are here. Actually, here is the territory of Sichuan province, and the other side we are looking at actually that will be Yunnan province. And a couple of days ago, we visited here and we saw that the whole surface of the hydropower actually is fully polished. May 31st, we talk about actually we brought to you the live streaming. Actually, that's also if you're tuning with CGTN, we also brought you that live streaming, and that's basically to mark the last leg of the finishing of the Baihetan's generating units or the Baihetan hydropower. Just within 1 month, you could see actually the whole platform is quite finishing with this finishing coat, and also the engineers and the workers work around the clock to bring us today this stage of this finished platform. So please elaborate what kind of work you have done in the past 1 month. So as you mentioned, May 31st, that's our last leg of the project. So on that day, we actually had that the construction of the main structure of the hydropower station. So we saw that last stage, and actually we talk about right now we're doing the final like the road paving work, and also we build up a lot of the infrastructures that we actually in the past 20 days we actually finished something impossible, but we bring that to possible. And during the whole project actually we have every confidence to believe we could hit the deadline. The reason behind is like actually we had a quite thorough preparation and study. We talk about the design from the very beginning, and also the standards in place. Actually, we already had a lot of preparation before to build that. For example, the protective guard, we had a fine design and also the material in place and also the standards in place. So we know exactly where we're heading to, and we actually know quite well what we need to do step by step. So we could see that just 1 month passed, we actually brought a new code to the whole hydropower, so make it looking good. So just within 1 month, we used the most orderly and safe way to we're making the final polish of the hydropower. So actually, for our last visit, also your first visit, is around 800 meters from this end to the other end. Actually, you run through it, right? So for myself, I also am not really involved in this mega project, but I involved in the previous projects. So actually, I could tell like when I first visit here, this is the second largest in terms of installed capacity around the world. And actually, this for me is like the a really I really ran yesterday. Actually, it's really thrilling and making me so excited. So as we mentioned, and the after is a whole finishing, and this will be the Baihetan Hydropower Station. The first batch of units will start generating electricity today, and we talk about is the A2 curved the hydropower station, and the world's largest power plant currently under construction, and the world's largest installed capacity of a single generating unit, and the world's largest second largest in terms of overall installed capacity. We talk about a lot of dam or hydropower station. Actually, you always could find they're present in a valley. Let me take Baihetan for example. A very early stage of construction, you could tell actually it's not really easy access to this place. And also look at the mountains here, it's quite sharp, and also imposing additional challenges to our work. And Baihetan actually also locate at the Jinsha River bank. The temperature actually varied quite much, and also we talk about a big wind above 7 degree or 7 level actually reached 271 days of a year. So you could tell that the weather is quite extreme. But the good thing is that we talk about for this terrain, it's really can help us to provide the abundant water resources, and also have the lowest risk of the submerging. So that's why we choose the location of the hydropower here, and we took a lot of the considerations into mind, and we did a lot of the research and also studies by experts, and we visited different places for sightseeing for the final location of this hydropower. So we look into the terrain and also look into the environmental protection issues. And also third, we also think about the risk of submerging, and also we think about the economic issues. So finally, we choose this place as the final location for Baihetan Hydropower Station. Of course, we not really talk about this place is the ideal place, because we need to think about the fragile layer of the basalt, and also the different parameters. But actually, we took that into the consideration and also embedded that into our design. So far we could see that the whole rock layers are quite strong and solid. So we could see this is quite a scientific choice. And you could look at it actually behind us, we could see and we could see the flood discharge from the one of the back gate. So we talk about the floodgates. Actually, also right now they adjust the water level, so that help us to adjust the water level of the upstream and downstream. So we could see that maybe we have the air requirement of the water level at the downstream. So actually we use the flood discharge, the gates to adjust the water level. I'm not a professional, but based on my knowledge, so on the both sides of the mountains, actually we have the two underground plants So under that, a 16 the electricity generators actually were buried there. So that's 16 electricity units with the installed capacity of a million kilowatts help us to generate electricity. And we will also introduce more later on in our show. As Mr. Feng introduced the location, actually we sought the different factors, and finally we chose here as the Baihetan Hydropower Station, and here is the located downstream from the Jinsha River and on the border of Yunnan and Sichuan provinces, and we could tell that it provides sufficient water resources. So let's see a reason for the selection of the location. Then let's talk about the whole project of construction. We talk about that from our live streaming picture. You could see that the wires. So that's the wires or the cable rope. Actually, all those cable ropes, how to bring the cement and other construction materials to bring that materials. We talk about that. We have around 7 the cable machines. So that's we have that the tank with 9 cubic meters. So through these cable rope or the steel rope that help to bring all these cement materials to the construction site. So talk about the whole construction, what kind of new ways we adopted. So as you introduced, we talk about the 8 million, the cement, that 8 million cubic meters of cement actually we utilized for this project, and also we use some of the home-developed technologies. So we talk about we have a lot of holes on the dam. So we have the gate at each dam or each hole to control the water level. So think about your door, right? So we have built that a gate groove or gate slot. So that's also the adjust in a dynamic manner, and also that the gate slot actually increased with the water level. And we also talk about the pipe we use for the gates. Actually, that's also the expandable. And we also talk about we actually transport the cement. And we need to control the temperature during the transportation of the cement. And we also use the fully sealed and the water constant the tank for us to transport the cement. So that tank basically actually help us to better seal the cement and also keep the temperature constant. So that's also another technology we used. And also we used a new technology for the better solidification. So we use a lot of really the special and also the professional technologies. So for our viewers, so let's translate into plain language what kind of technology involved in this mega project. So we talk about that the gate slots. Actually, we heard that yesterday. We talk about that for each home. We need to have the gate slot, and then you have your gate, right? or the doors in your room. So it's like the same for the A gate here. So we talk about that the A gate slot and what that built together at the same time. So we need to first leave the places for that gate slots and the gate. So we talk about that CA, we need to take into the consideration of that cleaning and also the whole construction of the gate and also the dam. So we talk about that when we building that dam, we need to actually leave the gate and also the gate slot so that it's easier for us to make that construction so we can increase the speed of construction. And also, as you mentioned about DA technology for that DA cement tank, actually use a truck to transport DA cement. We talk about that. We already saw that DA cement mixture used for other projects. And for this project, actually, we actually have shorter distance so that we not really utilize that cement mixture. We use a new technology involved in that trucks to keep the temperature constant during the whole journey and also in a sealed tank. We talk about it's very important to control the temperature of the cement, and also we use the A1 temperature and also use the A construction cement that required a low temperature. And we also use the cooling pads and also a temperature detector to control the temperature. So we talk about the DA cement. And we use that DA low temperature one. So this is something new that the first of its kind here used for Baihetan. It's new technology or used in other projects. Actually, we used this kind of the cement before in other projects, in other hydropower station projects, like Wudongde Hydropower Station actually used the same cement. So that's also from my project, my company. So we use the cement. So that's a low temperature silicate cement. So why we need to control the temperature of the cement? Actually, that can prevent the crackers happening here. We talk about that here is the seamless hydropower station. How we achieve that? We talk about that 8 million cubic meters of cement, and so far we didn't find any crackers or seams. So we talk about that from the raw material, from the construction materials. We use this good material, and also we talk about this low temperature silicate cement. So when it's combined with water, release it's thermal, we release the heat, so that the temperature going up, right? And we control the speed of the temperature going up. And we use the low temperature cement this time. So that's help us to control the temperature going up when cement is meeting with water. And also for other construction materials, actually, that also captured in low temperature, the coolers. And we also actually use the S cube to control the temperature. So you could see that actually from the material side, we use different ways to control the temperature, keep it low, keep it cool. And also on the other side, we use the cooling pads. So inside that cooling pad, we use the cooling water. So that's the water coolant. And also help to lower the temperature of the dam. And also we also embedded many the temperature detectors and help us to monitor the temperature of the whole dam. Actually, we could, based on that temperature monitoring, we could adjust the automatically. So actually, we use a lot of things that the involved machines and also the automatic manner. So actually, we monitor the temperature, like we actually embedded like thermometers inside the dams, so we know exactly the temperature, and also help us to adjust the temperature automatically by using the cooling pads. And actually, that's quite in a smarter way or intelligent manner. So that's the reason we actually use that the piping water pipes or the cooling water pipes. So that's something that we first utilize here in this project, the Baihetan Hydropower Station, to control the temperature so we don't see any cracks or seams on the dam, because that we use these kind of the cooling pipelines to control the temperature so it will not really have that cracks when the temperature fluctuates. So this is something really creative and innovative, and something first of its kind used here for this project. So basically, we could see that a lot of new technology involved in this project, and also from our cameras, our viewers could really see this magnificent site here. And we talk about the A7, the different colors machines actually used here to transport the cement and other construction materials. So this the A7 machines in 7 different colors to bring that the cement through the cable ropes to the construction site. So here is really like the fairyland. And also we use the A7 machines, like the A7, the fairies, the fairy maiden, like working on these sharp mountains. So also actually every morning our engineer told us that every morning is like really romantic scene happening here. So how we build up that the cable rope, actually if you look at the like a lot of movies, actually that we use like kind of the gun to bring that or install that rope. More or less the logic is there. Actually, we also use something like that to build up that cable rope. So the main cable actually cross the river. So the diameter is around 108 millimeter. So basically in 5 times, we build up that cable. So you could see that all these ropes actually cross the river. Another thing quite interesting, we talk about that when we first built up this dam, there was no water, right? So how we actually really empty all these places, how we empty the a river channel, because here this is the downstream of the Jinsha River, but you empty the river, so have this the a place without water. So where the water goes? Actually, we have the some first way the dam the river, and also we actually open the other channels in the mountains, so the waters can be channeled and flows through this the new the water routes. So we channel the waters through the other routes. So that is why you could see that the water actually is totally empty here. So we could build up this dam. So for Baihetan, actually the riverway is very narrow, so we could not really that the preserving half waterway and then that flowing and keep the half waterway empty for construction of the dams, like the way we built up that Three Gorges Dam. Here, because the waterway is really narrow, so that is why we empty the whole place for the construction, and by channeling the water through the other water routes throughout the mountains. So we talk about that the three water routes, the left benches and the two routes and the right benches. Actually, they not only used for the channeling the water, actually they also have other meanings and other usage. So you could see right now we see that we need to meet the equal requirement of the downstream. So we could not really totally cut off the water flowing. So you could see that we talk about the holes or the gates behind us. Actually, we talk about that for our viewers. You could just saw that like the two layers of gates. Actually, we have the third layers down under there. Actually, we talk about when the water dam, the wall, actually to a certain level, the dam itself could good enough to break the water flow. So we talk about by then the lowest layer of the gates, or the flood discharge gate, actually can help to play the role as the water flowing routes. So that actually we open the gate, and then the water from upper stream can go through those gates and to the lower stream. So we talk about we not only utilize the water channels throughout the mountain, actually also use that the lowest layer of the water discharge gate as the way to nourish the downstream for the ecological requirement. And we talk about this is a mega project. I could tell you actually it's very easy to be lost here. So actually also saw yesterday from the drone picture, this place is just really huge. The only word I could see is magnificent. because like if we're looking from the air, actually a human just like a little ant here in this project when you're standing here. And once again, we talk about today is a big day because today, June 28th, Baihetan Hydropower Station's first batch of units will start generating electricity. And also my colleague is down there, and hoping maybe just next to the unit of electricity. To all our viewers, just now my colleague bring you the live streaming at the A platform. So we talk about the A from day one, how the whole time, how the A station's built. Right now we are here in this plant. We talk about that for the a hydropower station. If you think about this like a computer, then here the electricity units like the chips to the computers. So because of the terrain, it's like a V-shaped mountain. So the whole electricity units actually here under the mountains. We talk about is the whole project divided into the left and right benches, and we talk about the in total 16 units. So 8 on the left-hand side, 8 on the right-hand side. So this is the second largest in terms of the overall installed capacity next to the Three Gorges Dam. So we talk about today is the right-hand side, the number 14 units and the number 1 units on the left-hand side will be started to generating electricity and will later on into the grid and bring the electricity to the Yangtze River Delta region. Here you could see actually like the turbine. It's around 2,000 tons. So this is the electricity unit, and one they start working this morning. So how these giants moved here. So I bring a special guest to tell us that the whole construction and also electricity unit. So hello to all. I'm the chief representative of the whole project here, and I'm right now at the right-hand side with the right bench electricity units, and here very soon we'll have the ceremony marking the first day of electricity generation here, and we talk about the number 14 unit, actually with the capability of the 1 million kilowatts or the 1,000 million in total installed unit. So we talk about that number 14 electricity units from the right bench will very soon integrated to the grid. So this is how it looks like for the installed electricity unit. And that's with around 1,000 million kilowatts. So the key component of that electricity unit, actually we have owned that pattern and self-developed the so think about that, the runner or the talk about that the turning wheel or rotating wheel. So water coming in, we use that the turning wheel for electricity generation, so it's operated in a safer and stable manner. So the good thing for this one is that actually is we talk about is a stable operation, and also it's operate at the low water level. So the low flow actually also can generate electricity because of this core technology. Actually, we can operate in the low water discharge, and the weight of that, the turning wheel is around 338 tons. So we talk about the places we're standing here actually is under the whole mountains, under the whole project. So we talk about the total installed capacity is around 16 gigawatts or 16,000 million watts or 16 million kilowatts. So the water coming from here and going up, and that's the propel, that's turning wheel, and also we look at the upper structure of that electricity unit. Actually, that's more for the generation of electricity. So basically, that's the from the power actually later on actually transformed into the mechanical energy, and then to generate electricity and also upgrade to the grid, and also will be transported to the Yunnan River Delta region. So we look at this is the whole structure of the electricity unit. So we talk about we have something that's fixed there, and we also have the turning component, and the core part is that the steering or the running wheel. That's also the self-developed equipment, and we own the pattern. And we look at actually for the upper part, that's the part in yellow, that's more for the electricity generation. And because we talk about actually look at the turning component, it's very tiny, so that require the advanced technique owned for our workers to install all these components. So we talk about the whole components, very tiny, and also it is very precision. So we talk about today, the first unit is scheduled to start operation. And with a total installed capacity of 16 million kilowatts, it expected to generate more than 62 billion kilowatt hours of electricity per year. And we talk about, we use that really a precise installed capability, because first we have the well calculation, so we know exactly the distance between each component, because all we are doing here, we want to increase the efficiency of the whole equipment, the unit, so we have the less input but generate more electricity. So this is the whole logic, or the whole structure of the electricity unit. So we talk about what we are looking at, what it is. So we talk about this one. This is the turning wheel. So you look at actually this one is like fully make up, ready to go. And this one this afternoon will be installed in number 12 electricity unit. So we talk about this the wheeling or the running steel, the largest steel component, where we talk about the largest component for electricity units installed here in this hydropower station. And this is the key component for the whole electricity generation. We talk about, because of these, the rotating wheel help us to bring the water, that's the electricity provided by water into the mechanical energy. So we talk about in total have 60 magnetic poles. So for this one, actually we talk about the area covered by this the rotating steel, like the one basketball court. So you could imagine how big it is. So the diameter of this steel is around 60 meters. When we talk about the whole standard we follow, much higher than the national standard. So for all the workers, the technicians, the personnel involved in this project will always pursue the high standard. We always surpass ourselves and also provide a satisfactory answer to the country. So we talk about the precision of the whole project is really high. So that can help us increase efficiency. We talk about this is a turning wheel. We talk about that by cutting the magnetic line, it generates electricity. So we talk about why we pursue the high precision, because we want to first provide more electricity, and also second, we want to have the less input, generating the more electricity. We have the higher efficiency. We talk about that this is a seal, right? We talk about that for each blade. So we have a precise distance between each blade. So that is a precision we talk about. And we can control the distance of the blade so that can operate in a stable manner. And we talk about this giant, how we bring this to here. So for these kind of a large component, first we know exactly the size, and we actually need to know exactly the payload weight of the rail and the road. So for a very large component, actually, we transport here by water. And for the wheel, like this turning wheel, actually, we have the on-site, a factory that help us to assemble that a rotating wheel. So we talk about this, actually, we're not to bring this one giant in one piece, actually, that we bring from the Harbin, that's the quite northeast of China, and we bring that a different component to the southwest of China here to this location, and then we assemble it all on site. And we also talk about, actually, this is also the largest plant. So this workshop, also the largest one, and also we talk about this is the underground one. We talk about, actually, we actually have that a tunnel dedicated to the workshop. So we excavate the tunnel, we excavate the workshop. And this actually is for the number 9 electricity unit. So it's around 50 meters in depth. So it's equal to 17 to 18 stairs of a building. So the core components around 20 meters. For other supporting components, that's around 17.8 meters in depth. So for the electricity unit for this site will be in operation next year, June 1st. So we talk about this will be the last set in operation. We talk about that the first unit is scheduled to start operations today, and also the station will be in full operation next year. The expected timeline will be July 1st, 2022. The number 15 and number 16 electricity units right now coming to the final adjusting stage. Based on our time schedule, at the end of July this year, the number 15 and 16 electricity units will also put into operation. So the team actually race against the clock. Of course, we guarantee the quality and also hope we can hit the deadline. So you are the participants, also the witness of the whole mega projects. So please share with us, because today is a big day. We talk about actually, I was here 4 years ago. And also for this time, for the adjusting the whole equipment, I also here for 3 months. So for myself, actually, I also participated in the A3 Gorgeous Dam project. And later on, our projects are also involved in other mega projects. And also here, I involved in this new project, Baihetan Hydropower Station. So we have the slogan. For the better life of the people and for the prosperity of the country, we build this mega project. We feel so proud of ourselves. Because for myself, actually, I have witnessed so many mega projects, and also I'm the one who really can tell you how big improvement, the leap, the forward we have made, the big progress we made in the constructing the hydropower station. So I'm really proud and also excited, because we actually made our share of contribution to our country. So we could see that's the ceremony station. We could see our people, they finished their ceremony, right? Because right now we talk about actually this is the right bench of the workshop. So the number 14 electricity unit at the right bench will be in operation today, and number 1 electricity unit at the left bench will also in operation today. So on June 22nd, started the last testing of 7 hours operation, and today we have this ground ceremony. We talk about number 14 electricity unit. Actually meet the standard of a high quality unit. So we look at the different DA figures. And index actually much higher than the national standard. So we talk about this, a 50-meter tall. We have also a rolling the component. We talk about actually the whole a diameter of a shaking just less than 0.1 millimeter. So this is a giant. And we have a different components that are rotating, but in total, that's a incline just less than 0.1 millimeter. So you could see how stable it is. So for our DA representative himself involved from the very beginning, that's the 3-dam gorges. Right now, he witnessed today that the 60 million kilowatts installed capacity, and also is expected to generate more than 62 billion kilowatt hours of electricity per hour. And it also help to drive the further development of the Delta River region. We hope that we could, through our live streaming, to tell that the magnificent of this project and how that benefits the people in the whole region. And this is the workshop of that electricity units. To all the viewers, welcome. Continue watching our live streaming here, and today we witnessed a big day here, and because today that's the first batch of units is scheduled to start operation. So Mr. Feng, I'm so excited. I'm very proud of the project, of myself. We talk about in total 20,000 people involved in this project. I'm also one of them. So actually, this is a project with a hard work. And right now, we built this world's second largest hydropower station in terms of the installed capacity. So for us, one of the viewers of this mega project, we talk about actually this is the world largest hydropower station under construction. We talk about for each electricity unit, it can reach 1 million kilowatt. So we talk about actually this total, we have 16 electricity units, the expected total installed capacity of 16 million kilowatts, and also expected to generate more than 62 billion kilowatt hours of electricity per hour. So we talk about we had pride in this project. So this is the Baihetan Hydropower Station, and today, first batch of generating units goes into operation. So today, the Beijing time, 9:36, the number 1 and number 14 hydropower electricity units put into service. So we talk about a dam. We look like this. We have the gates help to discharge the flood. Actually, it's not just like a simple wall and with some opening holes. Actually, this is a quite complicated structure. And also we talk about, imagine this, we have the elevators inside the dam. For us, like for the people like me, just like the maze to me. And for the we talk about why we have like the elevator installed inside the dam. We talk about that we have around the 6 corridors. So that 6 corridors for people to go through. So we also need that the electricity, the elevators involved. So talk about the corridors actually is very important that for example, the later stage maintenance, and we talk about at the early stage for construction, the transport personnel, and also the construction material, and later on actually also the point for us to conduct monitoring work. So we'll have 2 elevators installed inside the dam. So, but compared to the challenge of constructing the dam, it's just a piece of cake to install the elevators inside the dam. So still, the main role of the corridors at a different level of altitude is like that we have the people later on as the doctors to check the health of the dam. So this is a complicated project for sure, and we talk about just like a wall to block the water or help to discharge floods. Actually, it's more than that, much more than that. And also we have the elevators, even elevators installed inside the dam. And today, the Baihetan Hydropower Station's first batch of generating units goes into operation, and we talk about the whole construction work actually coming to the end. So less than 1 month, we basically bring the coat, the new clothes to the dam. We have to see we pave the road, but later on we also have some install work. And also for the switch board room and also the supporting rooms for the electricity generation purpose will be further constructed later on. So today we'll talk about actually compared to my first visit, that's on May 31st. So just in 1 month, a quite big change. So later on, we'll also actually install more lights to the station, so make it even brighter. So we talk about it here actually is just operate 24/7, so that we'll have another like magnificent wheel in the nighttime. So we talk about later on the lighting. It's not for the construction purpose. Later on, we talk about lightings that first, if we have construction work going on, then that they need lights. And also we talk about that for the looking good purpose, right? So it will be a sightseeing places. So later on, we'll have the Baihetan Hydropower Station sightseeing place. So we talk about this the quality mega projects. We talk about the quality. We talk about the technologies involved. We talk about the component involved. We talk about construction material. We talk about the innovative way of constructing all the projects actually all home developed. And we also talk about the holist. That's also the self-developed machines. So we talk about that right now. We look at also the early days for the constructing the Three Gorges Dam. Actually, still use the some imported machines, but this time, 100% made and created in China. So we talk about this something that we can proud of. So we feel that strong power in innovation and technology, exploration. So it's really excited. It's far beyond words. Indeed, we talk about the Baihetan Hydropower Stations today, just marking the first batch of generating units, because in total we have 16 units. First, we just have 2 units put into operation. So we talk about that. The really help us to generate the 62 billion kilowatt hours of electricity per hour. So the people living in Zhejiang or Jiangsu province and the Yangtze River Delta regions, actually you can get a benefit from Baihetan Hydropower Station. And thank you our 2 guests. So one is the engineer involved in this project, Mr. Feng Bo. Another one are the YouTuber have to introduce more knowledge of engineering of these mega projects, a hydropower station in a plain language. So let's give more the live streaming footage to our viewers about this world's second largest hydropower station. To all the viewers of CGTN New Media, right now we bring you this live streaming at the Baihetan Hydropower Station, and this is the big day for the Baihetan Hydropower Station and the world's second largest after the Three Gorges Dam. So introduce our guests.
发电这边的中国长江电力股份有限公司白鹤滩水利发电厂厂长刘海波，刘厂长，来跟我们打个招呼。
Have Mr. Liu, and he is in charge of the power generation.
那在刘厂长身边的呢是三峡集团白鹤滩工程建设部基。
Behind Mr. Liu, we have
来陈浩。
Engineer Chen Hao.
那我身边的这位
For the installation of electricity units. And the gentleman here, Mr. Lu, and he is actually the reporter here, covering the news of hydropower stations. So the three guests will talk more in depth about the Baihetan, the hydropower station, and more about the electricity generation. And we talk about this morning around 9:36 Beijing time. The first batch of the units started generating electricity. So proud and very excited. We all witnessed this historic moment. I could tell you actually it's a thrilling moment. So for myself, actually, I'm so excited and with my shaking hands. And also we talk about this is really the big day. This is a milestone for all the personnel involved in this project. Actually, we could tell that it's far beyond words. No words could describe our excitement.
每次跟我讲起白鹤滩水电站这个机组的情况的时候，都是滔滔不绝的。一会儿请陈浩详细来给我们介绍一下他这个机组安装的。
So later on, we'll invite Mr. Chen to talk more about stories.
你也在白鹤滩水电站待了有1年。
About the hydropower units installment. So for Mr. Liu, you'll be here for a year. You cover a lot of stories happening here. So first, still excitement. And second, so proud of all the constructors.
小卢是特别的幽默啊。那其实今天我们在这一趴要给大家来介绍的就是这个机组发电的一个情况。那我们也知道。
So we talk about the construction of the whole dams, and here coming to our second part of the live streaming, we talk about more the electricity generation. We talk about today the number 1 electricity unit from the left bench and the number 14 electricity unit from right bench right now put into operation. So we talk about the installation. And when we started to design and install the electricity units, so we talk about actually started from 2016. We started our feasibility studies. Right now, coming to the end of July, we talk about actually it's more than 10 years, more than 1 decade for us to devote ourselves into this project. We talk about we actually accumulated experience from the construction of the Three Gorges Dam and also to the Udongde hydropower generation station, and then here to today the Baihetan Hydropower Station. We talk about we have in total 16 electricity units with 1,000 that's the 1,000 million watts or the 1 million kilowatt of installed capacity. And we also require that from the design to the construction and installation. We talk about it should be seamless shift from one step to another step. So we talk about from the adjustment and testing equipment should be 0 deviation. We talk about that the 50 meters height. That's the core the electricity generation unit. We talk about that the deviation should less than 0.05 millimeters, equal to the depth or the diameter of that our hair. So we talk about that. We always pursue the highest standard, the strictest standard of installation. Actually, we want to bring that our design 100% to the final realization. So we are so proud to say that right now we talk about that this is the empty area of that the 1 million kilowatt of electricity generation unit, and right now we achieve that goal, that just controlling the deviation less than 0.05 millimeter. So we talk about the A3 gorgeous dam. That's the A1 electricity unit. So that's the 700,000 kilowatt. Right now, we bring that number to 1 million kilowatt. And we talk about this time, we realize the 100% created, made in China project. And we realize this world's largest hydropower station project. We talk about that the Baihetan Hydropower Station is the world's largest power plant currently under construction, the world's largest installed capacity of a single generating unit. And we talk about this time we realize the 100% home developed equipment. So very proud of this project. And we also have every single reason to believe that the electricity unit will operate in a stable and endurance manner. So we could create a new horizon of the hydropower station. We talk about the relay race. So for Mr. Liu, is after the whole installation of electricity generating units, basically all these will be your work to carry forward. So that will be more the power generation, maintenance and operation work. So for Mr. Liu, his work is based on the installation of electricity generating unit, and his work is to check the power generation, and this is a clean energy and upload to the national grid and benefiting the people in the surrounding areas. So for Ms. Liu, in charge of the power plant, but they actually involved in the very early day. So that's why we could achieve that seamless handover from the construction installation stage to the later on power generation and commercialization stage. So we talk about that the debug station. We actually tested several rounds with water involved, without water involved, and we actually very soon prepare ourselves well to provide the enabling environment for the power generation for the 1 million kilowatt installed capacity of each unit. And we will also keep improving our capability building so we could better utilize this electricity unit. So right now, for Mr. Liu, he will be the man of the whole project.
其实在这里呢，我特别想让小卢给大家分享，因为我前两天看你在抖音，还有你的那个视频号上是发了一个小视频，是放了一个硬币在这个。
And for Mr. Liu, I saw actually you upload a video clip at your TikTok.
当时是怎么做到这样的？你能不能用你这个记者的视角来给大家讲一下？
就是像刚才陈浩工程师讲到的，就是咱们这么
As Mr. Chen Hao mentioned about the diameter is around 20 meters and the total weight around the 8,000 tons. And it's like you need to get them all in the vertical line. We talk about the deviation. Just the less than 0.05 millimeter. That is why we talk about the whole electricity unit operate in a very stable manner. So that is why actually in my video clip actually I placed a coin on top of that electricity generator. Actually, you could tell that the coin actually not really move. You could tell how stable it is. So if we actually stand on top of that, the generator, just like feel like we have a foot massage. So we prepared a picture here to explain the whole structure of that, the generator. So divide into two parts. One is more the part dealing with water. So basically the lower part that is more the potential energy or the static energy, and then for the upper part that's more the mechanical energy and for the power generation. So basically the water gets inside from the lower part and then going up, and then that bring that energy going up and become the electricity. We talk about the larger components we should install and assemble them on site. So actually we first install the lower part and then go to the top part. For this lower part actually is embedded inside the cement. So this like the artery, and also for this part I believe our viewers are quite familiar with this because we just saw it in our previous live streaming, and this is the rotating wheel. So actually this is the key component that provides the energy. So the water actually is the rotate this wheel. So the static energy actually through that wheel and transit to the mechanical energy and then generate electricity. So you look at this, the structure actually is well calculated, and the core technology actually owned by ourselves. We hold really tight in our hands. So this is the whole structure And I could tell you when it's in operation, there'll be a really thrilling well. So we talk about that a dam. Actually, we channel the water to our underground plant. The water actually wastes that the static energy. So that's the a really big steel, right? The a wheel. That's the rotating wheel. So the wheel wastes a diameter of 8.4 meters. And the largest one was diameter of 8.7 meters. So the water actually with that the potential energy to rotate that the running wheel, and the running wheel actually cut the magnetic lines and to transfer that the potential energy to mechanical energy and then generate power. So we talk about the later stage, how that electricity regenerates and utilized. So this picture explains that the process of how we bring the electricity upgrade to the national grid. We have dam here, right? We have upstream, low stream, so we have that water level differences. So we first channel that the water to the whole wheel, right? The whole electricity unit. So water coming in from the bottom, and then that's the propel the rotating wheel. So it's by cutting the magnetic lines, it transforming the mechanical or machinery energy to the power electricity. Through GIS, so we transfer the electricity through these equipment and upgrade to the national grid. And then through national grid, the electricity will to the Jiangsu and Zhejiang provinces. So that's a quite complex process. So think about first we bring the water level, and then that have that the potential energy, and then from the transfer that potential energy to machinery energy. So we bring that the rotating wheel rolling, and that by rolling the wheel, and we have that the power generated, and then that's generated power later on be transferred to the national grid. Basically, that's the very simple process to explain this the magnificent and complicated projects. So basically, this is the very simple logic behind. What we want to know more, that for every second, it's around 278 degree of electricity generated, right? So we talk about the power or the power factor of this equipment, and also the project actually is really large. So why we want to create that the 1 million kilowatt for each electricity unit? So first of all, this terrain is really helpful because that could make this dream coming true. So we talk about we have sufficient water resources. So we talk about for the Three Gorges Dam, that's a 70 million kilowatts for each electricity power unit. And then to the Wuzhongde project, that's 80 million kilowatts. And coming to today, we have 1 million. For Gezhouba, that's the 170,000 kilowatt for each unit, and then to the Three Gorges Dam, that's a 700,000 kilowatt, and to Wudongde project, that's 800,000 kilowatt per each electricity unit. And then coming to today, we have reached that 1 million kilowatt installed capacity for each electricity unit. So before that, we just catch up with others. We actually fall behind others. We learn from others. When we reached 800,000 kilowatts, we basically run shoulder to shoulder to other players. And we also develop our own electricity generators. So we started to use the home-developed components. So we test the water, and we tried different equipment and technologies. When coming to Wudongde Hydropower Station, we started to use more home-developed equipment. So we improved ourselves, and also at the same time, we also acknowledge other players, the advanced technologies. So we actually have that mutual learning process. And throughout the whole journey, we're coming to where we are today, reaching 1 million kilowatt per each electricity unit. We talk about actually the whole team as well as end-to-end process. We talk about we have a whole team of people. They know exactly how to construct, install, and operate this 1 million kilowatt electricity unit. And we talk about a shelf or a lifetime service time for the rotating wheel. That's around 120 years. And before we talk about that, the turning wheel actually in the early days really the clumsy, and also our staff need to bring that the oxygen tank with them to install the whole wheel. And you look at it today, actually that's the energy transformation or the converting rate reached 96.7%. It's a really high efficiency, a turning wheel, and also you look at it's very beautiful, lightweight. So we talk about from the early days, we started to accumulate experience, and then right now we optimize our design and also make sure that we own the technology to reach the requirement of that 1 million kilowatt electricity unit. So basically we prepared ourselves really well to meet these high standards of 1 million kilowatt electricity unit. Hydropower represents one sector. We don't know whether in the coming days we have even a larger electricity unit generations could surpassing the level of the Baihetan Hydropower project. We talk about that we need to own the technology, especially the core technology in key fields. So we talk about that. Right now, only us could make this possible. And we have the reason because that we actually along the whole journey, step by step, from 170,000 kilowatts to 700,000 kilowatts, 800,000 kilowatts to today 1 million kilowatt. That's the installed capacity of the electricity generator. Actually, step by step, or accumulated experience, lesson learned. And right now, we actually have that capability to realize these large project, this mega project. So we talk about that. Mr. Chen Hao really actually is the talkative when it comes to the power generator installation. We talk about we've actually prepared ourselves so well over years to reach today's level, and right now today we also lead the whole industry around the globe. We talk about we all witness today's big moment. This day is a big milestone of the Baihetan Hydropower Station. So we talk about why we want to leverage the strengths of hydropower. So the hydropower, or the hydraulic generation, the good thing first is clean energy, and also it's recyclable. We talk about it's easy to adjust. So for the load adjustment of the grid, so the hydropower plant is easier to cope with. So as Mr. Chen introduced, so this is the high altitude dam. The total capacity of this hydropower station is 20.6 billion cubic meter of water, and we have a buffer room, or the adjustment room, around 10.6 billion cubic meters. So no matter for the power generation purpose, or the flood discharge, or the drive the local economy, actually we have all these benefits in place. All in all, that is the whole reasons why we would like to develop further this hydropower. So it's a very clean energy. We talk about that 2030-2060 goal. So by 2030, we want to reach the carbon peak, and by 2060, we want to reach carbon neutrality. That's the goal for China. So we talk about the A3 dam, Three Gorges Dam. We talk about the other dam. In total, we want to create the largest clean energy corridor here in China that also can help us to implement and make our commitment coming true by 2030 and 2060. That's our goal for carbon peak and the carbon neutrality. So for all the personnel involved, this is a project with excitement, but also with your hard work. So for Mr. Lu, any stories you would like to share with us from your angle? So as a reporter, I would like to talk about stories of the personnel born after 1990s. They are the young generations here, right? we have that stereotype mindset of that the people born after 1990s. So they talk about that they just like
他们真不是这样，因为我接触的这边的90后
to lay back.
我们台里边的很多
Actually, we have a lot of people actually born after 1990s. There's very enthusiasm and be really energetic in their work really hard. And also we talk about for the people working here. And also even we will very soon welcome a batch of people born after 2000. They will involve and devote themselves in these kind of mega projects. And they also actually have that voluntarily organize a shift, because we talk about the cement work actually is work 24/7. So they also organize a group by themselves to stay on post around the clock.
博士吧，
We talk about their education background, masters and doctors. We talk about that. This is really the challenging living environment. You could think that the life here may be boring, but think about actually the value of their work. It's much more meaningful, right? We talk about the Baihetan Hydropower Station with great significance. Actually, we talk about the pride, excitement of this project. It's nothing can be compared with. So we talk about this project that really can show their personal value, and so I believe this is something not a short-sighted happiness. So for the contribution to this kind of mega project in China has a long-term satisfaction to them. We talk about the workers, we talk about engineers, we talk about people born after 1990s. It's not easy life for them. That is why we hope that through our live streaming, when more and more viewers, more and more people could see their presence. We talk about that when you enjoy that the benefit of electricity, actually these group of people work so hard to generate or bring that electricity to your home.
这里发出的电是送往这个浙江
We talk about these a major source of power for China's the west to east power transmission project.
人的生活也是非常简单的。那我们在现场也准备了一些。
So the life here actually is very
来
simple.
先看看小楼这个，
Let me show some pictures to our viewers.
全是婴儿车，大家看一看。
非常整齐有默契的，就地上就跟画的那个停车线似的。
为什么要
So
摆一
it's a
排婴儿
parking
车
lot, but what they have here is not cars, it's a baby carriage, right? So we have all the strollers in line. Actually, my son is born here, and right now I move my whole family to here. And Mr. Chen's wife also work at a power plant, and his son actually the construction site is the playground for his son. Actually, and he's not alone. Actually, a lot of people like Mr. Chen actually bring the whole family to here. And we could see generations of generations devoted themselves here.
水电站长大的。
And also for Mr. Chen and his son, actually his dream is that one day he could actually work in his father's office. And this is a dormitory, like Mr. Chen. A lot of young people, and also like people born after 1990s, their son or daughters really young age. That is why they bring their whole family here, and their parents also here. So basically, they bring their whole family here. This is their new home. as Mr. Liu mentioned, a lot of people, especially our young generation born after 1990s, they devoted themselves. So through this arduous struggle, we could make today this mega project a reality. So this is really outstanding generation. So they deep rooted here in this place. So for myself, I also work in a power plant in three gorgeous dam. So for us, we actually witnessed the whole journey of the progress, and also we could see generations of engineers, workers. They dedicated themselves to the whole progress of and also the endeavor of the project. We talk about actually we have this kind of the carry forward. It's kind of like a family job. So one of my colleagues asked the engineers like whether your family members support you to do this, because we talk about like these locations far from their home. Actually, they have a less time spent with their family. So we talk about that. We are so proud for our family members realize their meaning of their life. So we talk about is actually we make our own achievements. So we not really need to accompany each other, but we're doing something more meaningful. And also like Mr. Chen, that a whole family moving here, have a next generation even born here. So we could say that it is a greater love for greater good. And also prepare another two pictures. We don't know whether we could tell what it is. So this is cables. You could see that. Cable marks so where it comes from and where it's heading to. So that's the destination. So here it marks the origin, so the starting point of the cable, and also you could see here also mention about the destination. We talk about the hydropower station. It's not just high quality and also should looking good. So we organize a team, we call it a smiling team. The goal of this team that we will work together to create a quality project. So we have this demonstration project going first, and then the workers will roll out a model built by the smiling team. So you could see that's the high quality and also very neat, well organized. It's looking very good. And the key force of our smiling team is people born after 1990s and also have the senior masters lead the team. We talk about that. A lot of people here actually devoted their whole life to one single cause. We talk about senior engineers, also a key pillar of the project. So one engineer he just take a leave once in the past 2 years. Until July this year, he spent 3 years in this project on site. Just rest for 1 day. So we encourage him to go back to visit the family. But we talk about that he is the A person, he's the master. He actually right now playing a very key role in monitoring the construction installation of the turning wheel. So for that engineer, actually, he's the veteran because he experienced the whole journey of building the 3 gorgeous dam to the Wudongde Dam and then to today's Baihetan Hydropower Station. So you could feel that everyone's passion and love to the project, to the whole career. So we talk about engineers, workers here. It's not only own the advanced skills, but they also have that charming characters. So talk about that for a lot of them, actually they experienced the different projects. They didn't really mention about their credit. So they always appreciate that the previous experience. They talk about they always stand on the shoulder of the great figures. So they actually have that privilege to make their own contribution to the project. They talk about it's not their own skills because of the teamwork, because of the predecessors' hard work. So they have the honor to be involved in the project. I believe this is something that really we appreciate. Think about this. This kind of mega project required many people's sweat, hard work, and generation by generation even. So we could see that dam that growing up from the 4 meters to 10 meters and then to today these high altitude. And for the people in charge of power generation, actually they work underground. They may not expose under the sun, but actually think about the working environment because we actually dig a big workshop. So they have quite big layer of dust. So when you are so concentrated to one thing, actually you don't even have time to think about others. So we talk about that. We spend a whole day in the workshop, and we always talk about the time flight. We work together with one thing, the only thing we think about is the project, our work, right? So you talk about that, you work really hard, you spend so long time here, but actually for ourselves, we didn't think that's a really long time because that time flight, we talk about time went by so fast because we just think about one thing, we dedicated to one thing. So we talk about on behalf of the whole personnel involved in the hydropower industry, we have each and everyone work really hard. They're so dedicated. We may actually do different work, but we work toward the same goal. We talk about that the carry forward the fun tradition. So we talk about the predecessors that people worked for 3 gorgeous dams. We should carry forward their fun tradition. We should live up to their trust and shoulder the responsibilities. So look, see that engineers really down to earth and so dedicated and honor their commitment. So today we reached that 1 million kilowatt threshold, and maybe we have a higher goal, right, for tomorrow, maybe. So for the personnel involved in Baihetan Hydropower Station, today is a big milestone, a big day to celebrate. Today, we talk about our capability. We talk about everything we imagined right now. Today, come true. So the first batch of generating units goes into operation. Today, this is a world day for all of us. And today, it's not a day finishing everything. Today, that's first batch of generating units. We're in total 16 units. Today, there's 2 units goes into operation. And we talk about next year, July, so July 2022. Then that will be the time to say that there is no regrets. We actually submit a satisfactory answer to this test. So, Mr. Liu, right now, you come to the center stage because right now it's coming to more the power generation stage. So today we just see a key milestone because that's the day actually they hand over the 2 units to our hand. So for us, it's totally new starting point to us. So going forward, first, we'll be deeply involved in this project, making our contribution to the work of the adjusting of the rest of 14 electricity units. And for the 2 ongoing operation of the 2 units, actually this is the first time for us to operate 1 million kilowatt units. So we need to accumulate our experience to improve our capability in managing these large and the installed capacity electricity unit. So for a lot of people here, actually, we experienced the previous project. So we had experience in managing the previous power plants. So on the basis of carrying forward experience accumulated in previous work, we also march forward toward higher standards. So we could improve our management capability, and because we know this is the world's largest installed capacity of a single generating unit, the world's second largest in terms of overall installed capacity, and also the world's largest power plant currently under construction. So look here, we are right now in a ferry line. So for Mr. Liu, and going forward, so you will still help us to coverage the stories and tell the stories of people working here. So we talk about that the Baihetan just like a newborn baby. So we hope that we can capture the key moment. Along is a grown-up journey, and that we hope that everyone could really see the hard work and the dedication made by the people here and share the stories of them, and also show that these magnificent projects to the people at home and abroad.
新浪微博上大家留言，大家全部都是厉害了我的国，为中国基建点赞。所以就是咱们在座的，不管是记录者也好，工程师也好，还是我们所有的建设者。We talk about the people here, show their different roles, but we are so proud of ourselves. Once again, on June 28th, Baihetan Hydropower Station's first batch of units start generating electricity. In total, we have 14 units remaining, and they will put in service one after another. And we will also bring the live streaming to our viewers at each key milestones. First of all, congratulations to you all. Thank you for your hard work. And thank you for bringing a clean energy to us, so we have a beautiful China. Thank you so much. And that's for today's live streaming.
And thank you all. Please stay tuned. With CGTN New Media, we'll bring you more coverage about Baihetan Hydropower Station. Thank you all. Bye for now.